Squad, it's your boy E back at it again with another legendary video, and today we have two legendary and iconic cars with us. We have the 2021 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon and we have the Jeep Gladiator. For those of you guys who are being undecided about which one to purchase, either to buy the Gladiator or the Rubicon Wrangler, and today we're going to actually solve that issue for you by actually showing you the differences and the pro and the con about both of the cars. With that being said, you guys, let's dive right into this video. So we're going to do the 0 to 60. 0 to 60. Y'all ready? Ready, set, go. Flying! This car was flying! Oh my god. So this car was flying. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. This car was literally flying, man. We gotta check the Gladiator, see what the Gladiator can do, man. We have to go check the Gladiator out, you guys. Stay tuned, man. Let's go check it out. We're going to talk about the differences that we have in both cars. What are the things that I like about the Rubicon? What are the things that I like about the Gladiator? And what are the things that I don't like? Vice versa. So first, let's talk about how many engine options that we have in the Rubicon. So this one is actually the 4-cylinder, which is a 2.0 liter engine, and you have a 6-cylinder, which is going to be the 3.6 liter engine, and we have the V6 option versus the Gladiator. Well, the smaller engine that you can actually find in the Gladiator, which will be a V6, which is the 3.6 liter engine, which is exactly the exact one that we have with us right now. And the other thing also that I can actually say that would be better if you get the Rubicon is because you have a better gas mileage, because you have the option to have a smaller engine in the Rubicon, where the Gladiator you doesn't have a lower engine option than the 6-cylinder. And looking in the front, you guys, as you can see, everything look pretty much identical, almost identical when you're looking at the Rubicon grill. So we see we have a fog light right here, and when we look in the Gladiator, we pretty much have the same exact thing, and the only difference is the chrome color. We have the silver and a smoke gray into the Gladiator, into the Rubicon. And looking a little bit closer for the grill, as you can see that in the Rubicon, the grill are a little bit smaller. The reason why the grills are small is because we have a smaller engine size, which we don't need that much of an airflow. But versus the Gladiator, we have a bigger engine. We definitely need more space for the airflow. As you can see, the grills are a little bit bigger in the Gladiator, and we have LED headlights, and they both look pretty fine. And when we look on the flare, on the fender on the side, we both have the signal where you can actually warning the car that's right next to you. And the options that you have in the Rubicon is the reason why they say the unlimited. Once you see that they mention unlimited, that means you have the option of having a 4-door. And we see on the side here the Rubicon badge, real nice into the hood. And we have the trail rated 4x4 and the Jeep Wrangler again, unlimited. The unlimited is only showing you that this car is a 4-door. Looking into the hood, you guys, we have some practical vent that would actually help with cooling off the engine, and it also give you that aggressive look. Let's look towards the back to see what else do we have. We have a spare tire in the back, where we actually have the rear camera actually center in the middle, so that can actually give you that nice wide angle backup camera view. And in the rear we have the rear sensor, and as we can see, guys, this is pretty nice. And this is the drop top, where you can actually take the top off. But you have the option in the 2021, the Jeep comes with a new feature where you actually have an option where you can just take the top off by just a push of a button. But this one is manual, where you would have to push a button to actually take the top off. I will probably show you guys how to do this later on, but let's take a look at the Gladiator, so to see what we have in here. The Gladiator look a little bit more simple because this package that we have is the basic one, so it doesn't look as aggressive as the Rubicon look, because as we know, the Rubicon give you that extra muscle look. And pretty much what is the big difference that we actually see in both cars? The big difference that we actually notice is we have a long bed in the Gladiator versus the Rubicon. You don't have a bed in the back, but pretty much, as you can see, guys, from this angle, both cars look identical. It just only the little color options and the hood option. So let's look towards the back so I can see what are the other things that we have in the Gladiator that might look interesting to you guys. And this Gladiator is the sport package, so which is you have different options of you have the different package of option that you can actually get from both cars. And let's talk about the tow capacity that we have in both cars. At the tow capacity and how much both cars weigh, we do know that the Jeep Rubicon, which is a Wrangler Rubicon, actually weighed about 4,449 pounds versus the Gladiator that actually weighed about 5,800 pounds, which is a little bit heavier, which gives you a much more tow capacity. This actually car can tow about 4,000 pounds, and the Rubicon actually can tow about 3,500 pounds, which is just 500 pounds less than the Gladiators. And so we're gonna be talking about a little bit the option that we have on the inside. But this one, as you can see, which is the hard top, and what we do know about both cars is you can actually take the front windshield, we can actually take it off, we can take actually the door off, we can actually take the back windows off, and we can actually drop the top. So we do know that they both have that in common. So if you were to ask me so far which car that I feel like I would actually go with based on the option that we have, I would say based on the look, I would go with the Rubicon, because you can never go wrong with that. But if you want to talk about off-road capacity and have more options to do more things, I would go with the Gladiator. The only reason why I would go with the Rubicon is just for the look, but the Gladiator is more practical. You could do a lot more things with the Gladiator. If I'm actually wrong, guys, let me know what is the reason why I'm wrong in the comment box below. Let's have a conversation. But to me, the Rubicon looks sexier, but the Gladiator is more practical, more useful, to my opinion. I think that that is very interesting to have in the Rubicon actually offer that the Gladiator doesn't offer because of its purpose, is the option that you can have a 2-door or a 4-door versus the Gladiator. They're just built with 4 doors. You cannot have 2 doors option with a bed in the back. So I think you have a little bit more option to go with the Rubicon, which you have a more engine option, you have more design or look option, and you can actually take the doors off. Like I had mentioned earlier, you could take everything off and make this like an off-road type of thing. So as you can see, guys, let me kind of show you the rear look of both cars. They both look pretty decent. I like it. So I mean, the only reason why you probably want to go with the Gladiator is if you want to have a bed in the back, but technically, as you can see, guys, they both look identical, almost identical. And let's see, we're gonna dive on the inside so we can see what are the things that I do like, that I don't like, vice versa for both cars. So let's kind of dive on the inside, you guys. So as you can see that in the back we have a rear sensor. So let's see if we have a rear sensor for the Gladiator. We do not have a rear sensor. I'm not quite sure or a more fully loaded option if you have the backup sensor, but you do not have a backup sensor in the Gladiator. So I like the fact that you have a backup sensor in the Rubicon, and the Gladiator doesn't give you that option. So let's see the bed. So when you take it off, so one of the things that I really like about when you open this bed is once you open it, it don't necessarily slim down. So it actually control the speed, how it come down. So let me do it again for you. See, I open this and it's coming real slow. You don't necessarily come and drop hard. I mean, I guess you get what I'm trying to say. So as you can see, this is the bed here. This is very practical. And these cars, they brand new. Literally, I think one of them got 30 miles and one of them got 33 miles. So this car brand new. So if you're looking for either one of these cars, man, I will leave the link of the website of Massey Yardley and Plantation, you guys. I would actually leave their website in the description box below where you can actually check it out. So you have the spare tire in the back for the Rubicon, which is more easier to access, where you could just take it off, and you have the lock option, so if you don't have it you can't really steal it. So and you have the cover option, and Gladiator you have the spare tire underneath the car, so where you can actually take the spare tire. And the other thing that I like about the Gladiator, it's only come with a tow rack where you can actually put your car and tow anything that you would like to tow. And we see that we have a review camera again, and Gladiator, which is a great option But let's look on the inside, good guys, so we can talk about some, all the option that we have as far as this feature. And before we make our way inside, you guys, this is the key for the Jeep Rubicon, and this is the key for the Gladiator. So which in the Gladiator we have a better option key, even though it's the base model. So we have the auto start, which is the key start, so you can start your car from the outside. You press this twice and you're gonna start your car. Boom, right? And you can either turn it off by just pressing one time. But for the Rubicon, we do not have a key remote start or auto start with your key. You don't have that option with the Rubicon. So I think you have a better option, key option with your Gladiator than the Rubicon. So let's make our way inside. And also one of the things that I want to bring to your attention is the fully loaded one. You have the option where you have the keyless entry. You can take your doors off, as I'm pretty sure this is not new to the Jeep. Let's go inside. And but as far as these cars, man, they're not going to be the most luxury car because they actually were made to be the best off-road. So we're going to cover the things that you may not seen in the previous models or in the previous generation, because this one is the newest one in the market right now. You will not find any newer car than this that we're actually filming right now. So let's go inside, you guys. The first thing that I can actually notice is the buttons for the headlights. So it is the center where you can actually control the way you want to set up your headlights. And the steering wheel option that we do know that we have Bluetooth, and where you can actually connect your phone. And here's a button where you can actually answer the call, hang up the call. And this is the way that you can actually set up the distance, how far you want to stay away from the car that we have in front of us. So when you start your car, you have the Rubicon tells you, hey, you in the Rubicon, so you got to tell you what car you're in. Let's rev it up real quick. Oh, sound pretty nice. All right, so and also we have the infotainment screen here, which is a 7-inch screen. So you have the Uconnect option, so which is, like I said again, a 7-inch display. We have the Apple CarPlay, we have the Google Android Auto, we have the Media Hub, and the 2 charge only USB port. So you have a quite a few options in this car. You have the climate control where you can control your climate here, and you can actually set up your camera, your mirror. You have the app option, so where you can actually browse through the options. And also one of the things that I kind of like about this car, you have the Wi-Fi option. So where if you off-road and you want to use your internet, your tablet, your computer, whatever it is, so you can actually connect your car to the Wi-Fi option, and you have internet in your car. So one of the options that I really like that is new in this car is the fact that you actually have the select air fill alert. So where you actually filling your tires, it would actually tells you, would actually beep you or making a noise, so to tell you that the tire has the right pressure amount, so that we don't over inflate your tires. So I like that option a lot, so which is good. And you didn't have that option into your previous generation. And you have the market options, so where you can click this and it's going to give you all the place that's around you. So we're not going to take the time to go in very details. You have the navigation option, you have the phone options, and you have the settings of how you can display, how you can set up your car, language, display, units, voice, so on and so forth, you guys. But one of the things that I can actually that I noticed once I get inside this car, so I can see that red color that actually gives you that nice sexy look, you guys. I very much like that. So you can't really go wrong with the Rubicon, to be honest. Like I said again, as far as look and style, like a guy like me, I would take the Rubicon before the Gladiator. And let's go a little further in the options that we have. So down here we have the buttons where you can actually put down your window, pull your window up, and put it down. Usually we see in the regular cars we have the button here, but in the the Jeep, so you have most of the options for your windows will be right here. So, and also we have the media section where you have the USB port, the aux cable port, which 9 out of 10 you're not going to be using the aux cable because you have Bluetooth, and you have the DC charger port, which is 12 volt. And we have the option where you can actually put this rear drive, or a front, rear, and rear drive, or we can only put rear drive. So you can actually set this up however way you want to. You can put actually off-road plus, or weight bar. You have all these options in this car, which is very interesting, so I really like that. And you also have the auto stop, so when you put this on, it would actually turn off your car, it would actually turn it on. And you have this mute button here, where if you actually connect your phone, so if it's ringing, it's not really going to ring in your car, and you're actually going to mute it. And you have the option where you can actually put your parking sensor off or on, and you can turn off your screen, turn it on. And it's pretty, this is pretty self-explanatory. You don't have to be a high-tech person to know how to actually use this car. And one of the things that I actually noticed in the gear stick, as we can see, we have the Jeep. See the Jeep logo, or the Jeep shape, the car shape, into the gear stick. This is something new that you would not see in the previous generation. So and you might be asking, why do we have an extra stick? As you know, this car is well known to be one of the best off-road vehicles. So this for you to use when you're actually in the high mountains, so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure for the people who knows the purpose of this would actually understand. So let's not even waste any more time talking about it. So as far as space, you don't have a lot of space in this car, to be honest with you. It's pretty spacious, but it's not the biggest car. I feel a little bit small in here. I don't see it as the biggest car as far as the width. But let's see. We have a lot of hard plastic, you guys. It's not really the most delicate car where you're gonna find some soft leather to make you feel, so comfortable. Because this car, again, it's not about the look, it's not about the luxury, it's about the capacity, the ability to be well performed off-road. And we have the garage option, the universal garage option, where you can actually set this up here. The way you take the top off, you pop this down, boom, okay, and you're gonna push this up, and you can actually fold the top. So we're not really going to take the time to do that right now. So we're gonna, come on, let's put this back. Let's lock it back, you guys, because it's gonna really take a long time for me to just take it off and put it back on. But this is exactly how you do it. You pull this down and you fold this all the way back, and this is gonna come off. The only thing that's gonna stay is this right here. You might be asking, why do we have the speaker? Why do we have the speaker here? Because once they take the door off, if you play music and if the speaker were to be on the doors, so you would actually drive in this car without a sound. So I guess they thought about this pretty well. So instead of putting the speakers on the side of the doors, so they actually put it on top of here. Even though you take all the doors off, as you can definitely take the doors off, you still have sound system in this car. So, and down here we have cup holders. We have 2 cup holders, and we have a pretty massive decent size handrest. And at the bottom here we have a little bit of cargo space, and we have the wheel lock in here. That's to help you taking off your tire. But let's jump in the back, you guys, real quick, so we can see how much space do we have in the back here. The space is pretty decent. It's not the smallest, it's pretty decent. This is pretty big for a 6 foot tall guy. I sit pretty all the way back, and I still have a lot of knee room, so which is actually great. And in the back here you have the option where you can actually put down your window and put it up by a push of a button. And you have 2 USB port down here, okay, and you have actually a house out port again, where you can actually plug your computer, whatever you want to plug in here. You can air blow in your hair. We're gonna jump in the back real quick so we can see what is the option. And again, if you get like a fully loaded package, you have the option where you can actually have a where you can actually open the door by a push of a button, or lock it by a push of a button. And the way you can actually take this off is, if you guys want to see a tutorial on how to take the top off the car, how to take all the doors off, let me know so I can actually show you that video. Leave it in the comment box below if you want me to show you how to take the top off. So here, and what do we have here? We have some massive speakers in the back, and we have a pretty well decent trunk space. Again, you have another USB port back here. So what do we have underneath? So we have a little bit space here. This is where we find the tools to actually take off your tires and put on your tires right here. So this is exactly what the tools are. Let's close this back up, and you just close your trunk, boom. This is how you open it. But let's go see what are some interesting things that you have in the Gladiator. We going into the Gladiator, so let's see. Again, it's pretty much the same thing. So one of the things that you can actually notice is you see a lot of black here. You don't really see too much of a difference versus the Gladiator, versus the Rubicon that I showed you earlier. You have a, the little red color in the front. That is so nice. But into this car, there's really nothing too extra. So when we see here, we do know that they both have the Bluetooth. So this one has a Bluetooth option where you can actually answer your calls, hang up your calls. So but this one, you do not have the safety where you can actually set up the how far you want to stay away from the car that's in front of you. You do not have that option. But in the Rubicon, you actually have the option in the Rubicon. And again, you do not have the option to set the way you want to put this. If you want to put it all-road drive or rear-wheel drive, in the Rubicon, it actually gives you that option, but this car doesn't give you the option. So, but what are the things that we actually see we have in common? We have all the buttons set up. It's actually placed in the same place, and you have a bigger screen, infotainment screen option in the Rubicon than the Gladiator. But as we can see, we have the same exact options in this car. Rubicon, you actually have the option when you're inflating your tire, when you're putting air in your tires, you can actually the car can actually make a sound to let you know when you have the right pressure amount, the PSI amount in your tires. But this car doesn't give you that option. But I'm pretty sure if you go to a more updated or more fully loaded option, you would have that option. But into this one, this is the basic Rubicon that you can actually find. Into the Gladiator, that's the basic Gladiator you can find. But in the Rubicon, you find a little bit more option in there. So looking to see how we can actually take the top off. The top comes off the same exact way. Now you just put this down and you turn this around, and you can actually push this up, and the top is coming off. But we're not really going to get into the details of how to get this done, because it might get a little bit tedious when it comes to taking the top off. So we're really not going to get into that detail. So like I said, again, you pull this down and you turn this around here, and you push this up, as you can see here, and you open the top. So we're not really going to get into that detail right now. But if you want to see how to take the top off the Jeeps, so let me know in the comment box below. That way I can show you guys how to get this done. And you have the garage option, so where you can actually set up your garage. You have 3 garage options into this car, and you pretty much have the same auto start, the mute button, and it's turn off screen. So this inside is more simple, more plain simple. You don't have that many options that you have into the Gladiator. And we have cup holders, and we have the media option again, where you have the USB port and the aux cable port. And we have the SIM option again, the glove compartment, the low handrest compartment, and you have the USB port in there. You have the lock option for the wheels. You have a little cup holder here, and you have the extra gear stick when you're going to go off-road if you want to use it. You guys, I'm really not going to get into the details. So again, you have the same Jeep logo. As you can see, you have the Gladiator ship into your the stick. So you have the option, you guys, where you can actually put this car on manual mode, where you actually turn this, push this to the left, and you downshift like this by pushing up, and you upshift, or you add gear by actually shift down. Or if you want to put it on regular mode or on drive automatic, you just put it on automatic. And you also have the manual option in both cars. You have the manual option in the Rubicon also. But let's go take a look in the back, you guys, so we can see how much space do we have in the back. Like I said, again, these cars are brand new. These mats are in the bag right now, so I didn't want to even take them off, because like I said, again, they have very low miles. As you can see on the dashboard, they only have 38 miles, man. 38 miles. In the back, you guys, we have the button where you can actually put down the window, but we don't have the outlets in the back. We do not have the outlets in the back, but in the Rubicon we have the outlets in the back, and we have USB port in the back. But in here you only have the option where you can put down your window, but nothing else. And you have the vents also, and we have the speakers on the top, just like the Rubicon. And you can actually open your back window. You slide it, and you can open your back window. This is awesome. But I think we find a little bit more option in the Rubicon than the Gladiator. But if you were asking me which car that is well or better perform off-road, I would say Gladiator would be a better perform car off-road. But overall, you guys, if you were to ask me which car again I would get the Rubicon, but with the soft top, and where you can actually push the button and you uncover the top. So I would actually go with the Rubicon. But overall, you guys, both cars are wonderful, and I don't see why not you would not get either one of them. You might be asking, what is the price tag on both cars? So now for this one, you have a little bit more option where you can actually buy this car for $48,000. So this one, the starting price for this car about like $42,000, and I think this one running around $45,000, $48,000, and this one running around the same thing. But this one is a bit more expensive because the Rubicon with a little bit more option, but this one is the basic package, which if you find it fully loaded, the Gladiator would be more expensive than the Rubicon. But one of the things that I can actually say that the Gladiator have as an advantage, you can actually build this car from scratch, because I've seen that South Florida Jeep actually have a Gladiator where they turn the 4x4 to a 6x6, where they actually have an extra axle in the back, which you have a front axle, rear axle, but they have an extra axle where they actually have an extra long bed, which I might have this video coming real soon in this channel. You guys stay tuned. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comment box below if you want to see the Jeep Gladiator 6x6. But versus the Rubicon, you can't really do this. Well, I haven't seen anyone who actually rebuilt this Rubicon from scratch and to add an extra axle in the back. But overall, you guys, I think both cars are wonderful, but it's just a matter of look and options. And like I said again, you guys, if I miss out on anything, let me know in the comment box below. And I appreciate the love that you guys been showing to the channel ever since that I start, man. And like I said again, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do this right now, so that way you know exactly when we drop another legendary video. Now you might be wondering and asking yourself, what is the 0 to 60 miles an hour in that car? How fast is the Rubicon, man? Well, this car is not the fastest, because if you want a fast one, I would recommend you to get the Hemi. But nevertheless, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna see how fast is this car from 0 to 60. All right, let's go check it out right now, man. Let's go check it out right now. So we're gonna do the 0 to 60 already.